Hello. Hey. I am delighted, excited, thrilled today onto Woman Without Limits because we have a story. I know you've been watching and you've been getting excited, you've been writing, you all are amazing. And now listen, you don't just walk with us and not subscribe. That's not correct. Please make sure that you subscribe on this channel and the Lord is going to bless you. Also invite your friends to watch. Woman Without Limits is here to remove every limitation and help everybody to know that you could be that person. Who knows? Maybe you're the next person I'm going to interview right here. And your story is going to change the world. And somebody is going to get healed from your story. You never know. Sure. And so I want you to know that we bring stories that alter destinies. Today, I have a couple that I know will bless your heart. Maybe you even know them. Okay. From Nairobi Lighthouse, I bring to you Pastor Nelson, together with his wife, Pastor Jane. Amazing people that I've known forever, like for decades. You hear me? Decades. So just put that belt on. Buckle it well, because we are just about to take off. Pastor, yes. Good to see you.
So good to see you.
So they like to call you Miss Jane.
Yes, they do.
Miss Jane.
Yes.
Okay, does it have anything to do with like Miss Amy?
Yes, it does. It came from Miss Amy.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want, and we talked about it. Yeah. So what should people call you? Because in our culture, there is Auntie Jane, yes. Mama Jane.
Yes.
And we settled on Miss Jane.
So everybody in the church calls you Miss
Jane.
Yes,
they do.
And you're cool.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Pastor Nelson.
Yes. Such an honor to be here.
Thank you for coming.
To be with you and what you represent.
Thank you for coming. I'm so delighted that you could make it. I don't even want to go on to Nairobi Lighthouse right now because I know we are going to delve into that a bit later. Yeah. But I want to know, starting with you, Miss Jane, who is Miss Jane? Where are you coming from?
Okay, who is Miss Jane? I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I love the Lord. I'm a daughter of the King.
Yes.
I'm a woman without limits.
Come on.
And where am I coming from?
Yes.
I was born in Nakuru. I'm not a city girl.
Yes.
And I was born in the last century.
19 something. 19 something. And what does it have to do with anybody anyway?
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm just so happy to be here.
Yeah.
So yes, and I'm a young girl who got saved when I was 11 years old.
You were 11?
Yes, I was 11. And I fell in love with Jesus. And I told him I want to serve you for the rest of my life. And I didn't know what that looked like.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to serve him.
You just loved God?
Yeah, just loved God. In fact, I came to Nairobi. Yes, I was 11. I was 11 and I knew what I was doing. And I was crying a lot. I didn't quite understand. Now that I'm older, I know that was the conviction of the Holy Spirit. Right. But I remember crying so much and just telling God, I love you, I want to serve you.
How? Were you in a church service? Was it your parents' influence?
My mom influenced me a lot,
okay.
But I was actually in a classroom in primary school, listening to a missionary. I don't remember what she said. I remember she was a heavy-set white lady who came to school, spoke to us, and I said, yes, I want to get saved. Then I went home and I told my mom, I got saved. Not quite fully understanding what I've done.
Yeah. Because at 11,
yes,
surely.
Until a year later when I was in boarding school, and that's the night that I was really crying and just telling God, I love you. But I know that I got saved at that time, that point, when I was 11. And my mom prayed with me and told me not to backslide. So I was thinking, whatever that is, I won't do it.
You didn't even have an idea what it meant.
No, I didn't. I went to a Presbyterian church, and it's like
there was nothing like anti-backsliding. What's that?
I didn't quite understand.
Right.
But my mom, she was so sweet and gentle and kind. I just knew I wanted to be like my mom.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like
she was
her.
Sweet.
So very sweet.
So how many siblings did you have? Before I reveal a secret,
I think I know your secret.
I'm going to reveal the secret. Today is today.
I was the sixth born in a family of 7.
Hey.
4 sisters, 3 brothers, and I
Right.
was the youngest of the sisters.
You are the youngest of the sisters.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. So
Yeah, that's amazing. So you'll tell me, we are coming, we're coming, we're going to reveal.
I'm waiting for this revelation.
Before I even go to Pastor Nelson, we might as well reveal. We don't kill these
Yes.
people with suspicion, like, what is she going to reveal? I dated your brother.
Yes. Yes, you
Willie.
did, my big bro.
Oh my gosh, Willie was my boyfriend.
Yes, and I remember you because at that time I was saved and you had this amazing, beautiful voice. So we all used to talk about Willie's girlfriend who can sing.
Sing a storm, and
Yes.
he always made me sing. And I was saying, Chiquitita, tell me what's wrong. Those are the kind of songs.
Yes. And trying to share the gospel with you
Yes.
at that age.
Oh my God, you even tried at Lotus.
Yes, and you really challenged me. Yes, at Lotus.
Did I challenge
Yes,
you?
you
What
did.
did I say?
You asked me very deep questions, and I was like, so why are you saved? And, why should I be saved? And I was
Oh
like,
my God. Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yes.
Do you know, I can't even remember that I asked questions.
yes, you did.
So you did, you
Yes,
told
around that, I think I must have been maybe 18.
maybe 18.
17, 18
I
there.
was also a young girl.
Yes,
you
you
know, I
were
dated your
young.
brother when I was a baby.
Yes,
And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
At that time, Willie was very proud of the fact that he had a saved sister. And he told me,
Oh.
yeah. And he's the
Okay,
one who
I
said
didn't
to me, I
know.
want to introduce you to my saved sister. And I'm like, saved, you know.
I didn't know.
Then as you are telling me about salvation, as we are waiting with Willie to go and drink,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
I
are really
remember that.
disturbing our peace. But look at
Oh,
that.
man, look what the Lord has
No,
done.
you sowed a
Seriously.
seed.
Yeah.
You already sowed a seed in my life.
Yes.
So I was asking you questions
Yes.
because I was curious.
Yes. And
You
at
know?
the time that we met, I'd actually joined Youth for Christ and I was part of the Joy Bringers family. I don't think many people can remember there was a program
It's a
like
known
that.
program.
Yes, Joy Bringers.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I was with
remember.
Youth for Christ.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was like this, I wish I could sing like her,
Oh, you are like, we should exchange.
Yes. But yes. So watching you, and I've been so blessed, really.
To see what God
Immensely.
can do.
Yes, and what the
To
Lord has
see.
done.
You know, that teaches us,
Yeah.
before we go to Pastor Nelson, it
Yes.
teaches us that you must never ignore someone.
Never.
Because see, at that time, we were lifeists.
Yes.
We were waiting for you to finish preaching so we can
Yes.
go and
Yeah.
dance and drink and do all manner
And
of...
even sharing Christ with you was so intimidating for you because I love my big bro.
Right.
And his very posh girlfriend. So even trying to talk with you guys, it was like, I'll just do it.
I'll try.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so I'm so blessed.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's so amazing. And like they say, the rest is history.
Yes, it is.
We left each other after a short while. Maybe,
Yes.
maybe you were the reason that we were even together to come and hear
Yes.
what you're going to tell me about the gospel. And I was asking you questions and you were
Yes.
answering.
Yes.
You know, you were
to the best of
planting.
my ability, because I was also pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah. But God will use anyone.
Anyone.
As long as you're a willing vessel.
Yeah.
Even if you're not perfect or
Yeah.
articulate in how
Yeah.
you're saying things,
Yeah.
God is so faithful
He's
to
so
use you
faithful.
anyway. He just
He's
needs you
so
to be available
Yeah.
and willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got saved not too long after that.
Yes.
Not too
Yes,
long
I
after
had.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
I got saved not too long after
Yeah.
that.
And I think
said,
it's my big
"Bye-bye,
sis who
Willie."
told me. Yes. And it's my big sis who told me.
And you should know how we met.
Where?
We might as well just reveal these secrets. Is that okay?
Yes.
Like we might as well just reveal.
Yani some things
I
I'll be
know your
finding
ears
out
are
now.
itching. Oh my God. I was come from Carnival,
Yes.
and he was riding a motorbike.
Wow.
And as I was, in the morning, it's morning.
Yes.
Everyone has gone home. These little girls are still, because we are looking for
Yes.
transport.
And there were no Ubers.
Then now Willie comes
Yeah.
and he stops the motorbike and he's like, pretty girl. And the rest
The
is
rest is
history.
history.
I
My
now-
brother was gallant.
And he,
Actually, he really was.
and he was
a
very,
gentleman.
very, very handsome.
Very handsome.
And a gentleman.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
Oh
that
my
he was.
gosh. Willie and the motorbike.
Yeah.
Anyway, We're going to come back and you tell me, you know, how your young life was in school and all that.
Yes.
Pastor Nelson, you're a twin brother.
Yes.
And I
have
knew
a
you now
twin.
with your twin brother. Talk to me about where you're coming from. Who is Pastor Nelson?
Well, where do I even start? Well, Pastor Nelson is a young man that when this lady was talking about when she got saved,
Yeah.
I think close to that same time she told her mother, and I'll get married to a pastor.
Yes, I did. When I was 16.
Stop, Miss Jane. What are you saying?
Yes.
When you were 16,
When I was 16,
you
I
said
told
you
my
will
mom
get married to a pastor.
to a
pastor.
pastor. Yes. I would want to get married to a pastor, and look at what the Lord has done. Seriously. Yeah. So the things you wish for and desire and say.
Keep desiring, keep praying and
Yes.
asking.
Yeah.
And I got saved
Yeah.
in India. I left Kenya after sixth form, went to India. My whole family went to India for studies. Because my dad said, if these guys go to the States, they'll never come back. My mom overheard my big brother say,
Right.
telling the cousin, if I go to the States,
Yeah, that's
and I
it.
think there was a plan, never come back.
It's a wrap.
So my dad sent us where he knew we will come back.
He sent you to India.
Yes, we went to India.
Yeah.
Second year, I mean, just started living life. Second, the freedom, look where I am now,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
no family, but I had an elder brother there and my twin. And so when we stayed together,
Yeah.
but anyway, to cut a long story short,
Yeah.
started life, drinking,
Yeah.
smoking. I wasn't so much of a lifeist.
Yeah.
You know, just go to a disco and dance and all that with my brothers.
Yeah.
But later on, being open, you know, in a country like this,
Yes.
I was like, well, I mean, life.
Let's
now I can
do
have
it.
life.
Life was
so things I
happening.
never really did, like smoking, I became
A chain smoker.
Yeah, I was addicted to smoking.
So you are a chain smoker.
I smoked in the class before the lecturer showed up.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I couldn't stop smoking. That means when I started, I got hooked.
And you couldn't stop.
I couldn't stop. Started drinking. It's only money that, you know, was
Limited you.
Limiting you.
Yeah, it's only money because we couldn't work in India. Those days in the 80s, before you can get the check come, not even a check, traveler's checks.
Yeah.
Those days are not
From your parents.
From our parents, it was work.
Because in India you didn't work, you couldn't work.
We couldn't work.
Oh.
So those are the things. By God's grace,
Yeah.
I tell people, if I had all the money, I don't think I'll be saved today.
Maybe you'd not have come back.
You'd
have drunk yourself.
And there were people who went to India, were taken back in caskets. So the reality was there. But and I joined a rugby team, played rugby, you know, the life of rugby and everything.
Right.
And then one of the days, you know, I mean, went to challenge a team in Chandigarh, came back, 52 hours on a train, express.
Yeah.
We came back another 52 hours, sat for exams. I fell sick. After I completed 7 days of examination, I fell sick with a viral fever. We didn't even know what it was. And I lost 10 kilos in 8 days.
What are you saying?
I was dying. My brothers wrote, we couldn't call. They wrote, you wait for 2 weeks. This guy needs help. We might bring him back home in a casket.
What?
And before, you have to wait about 2 weeks to get...
For them to receive the letter.
And then write and say something. Basically, we did not wait for the response. It's just the Lord. They'll get me out to stand to get vitamin D. I couldn't stand longer than 30 seconds.
What?
They take me back on my bed, and the day came when the Lord, I believe it was the Lord, because he said, Nelson, if you die now, where will you go? But I knew the life I was living. I couldn't fool myself.
Just
I said, I'll go
life.
to hell.
You said that?
Yes, I said, I'll go to hell. I knew. The voice has asked me, if you die, call me by name. Where will you go? That was the beginning of me hearing the voice of God.
What are you saying?
He said, we'll go. I said, I'll go to hell. Then I'm lying down there and I thought, who asked me this question? I knew, number one, the devil can't ask me. Just the wisdom came for me to know The devil can't ask me. He wants me to go to hell anyway.
Yeah.
Why would he try to stop me from going?
Right.
2, I'm not the one who asked myself because I also was not ready to go to heaven. So who asked me? I said, it's God. So I said, God, while I'm lying there, I said, God, I don't want to go to hell. But neither do I want to get saved just because I'm sick and I'm dying. So I told him, heal me first,
Yeah.
and then we can talk
We
about
can
it.
discuss this.
From that day, I started eating food and drinking water. I had not done it for 8 days. So I realized God is there. God is real.
What?
But I didn't get saved immediately. It was 6 months later. I almost tried to go back to my life, which I tried to stop cigarettes for how many? For 2 weeks. I did.
You tried to stop.
Yeah, but when I came back,
Yeah. Full
full
force.
force. I tried to cut off all these things. Didn't go for rugby because my body, all my muscles.
And you
gone.
had girlfriends.
And I had a girlfriend actually.
Did you have an Indian girlfriend?
No, I had a Sudanese girlfriend.
Sudanese.
Yeah, that was my latest.
Eh.
And playing rugby, she came with her friends. Oh, I want to be friends with you. I said, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she only visited me twice. I didn't even know where she lived. I was living with my brothers. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But to cut a long story short,
Yeah.
I got saved and I didn't even talk to her again.
After you
When
got
I
born
got
again.
saved,
Hey.
and I'll tell you what happened. There was a convention, my sister was in Chandigarh, so
Yeah.
she came to Pune, went for the convention. At that convention with my twin, we just went to say hi to our sister Emma. Oh, hey, she's here. Chandigarh was so far, we couldn't even afford the trip. So he said, oh, she's here, let's go see her.
Yeah.
But it was an evangelical convention.
Right.
An Indian pastor preaching the gospel for salvation, baptism of the Holy Ghost. So I saw 2 of my friends get former. We were Lavington, them in Lavington Primary.
Right.
I saw one of them get saved and cry, big guy, crying. Then I'm thinking, why is this guy, big guy crying? I mean, me, I'm used to rugby, your roughness, you don't cry. Even if people
You are a
hit you,
man.
I'm a man, you don't
Yeah.
cry. The last thing you do is cry.
Yes.
So I wondered, why is this guy crying?
Embarrassing manship.
Yes.
So the man of God came and laid hands on us. He said, who wants to get saved? I said, Lord, if you can save a guy like me, save me.
Just like that.
Just like that. So he came. He laid his hands. I felt so bad. I did not know what conviction was. I felt bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Real bad.
Yeah.
That I just said, surely this is not salvation.
Eh?
Yeah. If this is what salvation feels like,
Eh?
I don't want it.
Because you're not feeling it.
I'm feeling bad.
He's feeling bad,
It's a
not
conviction.
good.
I'm feeling. It's a conviction, but
It should be feeling good. And
Also, the
it's bad.
conviction
yeah,
is.
it was a bad. So like I'm not, I don't want
I
this
don't
thing.
want it.
So when people were called forward, I didn't go. We walked out with my brother.
Eh?
Then later I was asking, why? I asked God, why did I feel so bad? Yeah. He said, because you're challenging me. You're testing me. You did not believe.
God
I
told
can
you.
say, because I said, if you can save a guy like me, save me. So I said, oh, okay. So I made up my mind. I said, God, I'll get saved. I said, I said, you give me.
Hey, double check.
Yeah, I said, Saturday was the final. Sunday was the final.
Eh?
We went home. We didn't have much cash. I said, God, you give me money to go to this place.
Eh?
You wake me up at this time. And another. I woke up.
You are telling God that.
Yes,
Imagine.
yes, you do that. If you really want me to get saved.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. I overslept. When I woke up, I said, God, you see, you don't want me to get saved? I forgot it.
You have given me permission to do all.
Yes. Then we left. The convention was over. I never went.
Yeah.
We were sending our sisters and all these people who had come from different parts of India. But it's a big thing right now. Many, many fellowships in different places we started while we were there.
Wow.
In almost many, many cities.
Right.
But anyway, so we were sending them off. Then there's a guy called Gabriel, the one who was crying. And then he had appeared to me twice there and said, Nelson, you know what? When, I got saved yesterday. Yeah, I saw you crying there,
Yeah.
And then they said, yeah, and I got spirit-filled as well. Did I know? Okay. Yeah. So he said, when I went home, I knelt down and I laid my hand and prayed. And I prayed in the spirit. God gave me a vision of you. Wow. I saw your face. So the first time he told me, I said, so what?
You said that?
Yeah, so what? You saw my face. The next day he came and told me, Nelson, I'm telling you, I believe God is calling you. Now, the answer was different. I said, Gabriel, I'll get saved soon. So now the third time he tells me is when the convention is over and we are sending these people back to their station.
Right.
And when he came to me, this is the third time he's coming to me, put his hand on me and said, he's a bigger guy, older than me. He said, Nelson, I'm telling you, God is calling you. So at this point, these rugby instincts and everything, I thought, how do I deal with this guy? He's troubling me. I said, Gabriel, have you even told my twin brother once? This is the third time you're telling me. Have you even told my twin brother Tony even once?
Yeah.
He looked down, he said, no. I said, why? He never answered me again. He looked down, he had tears in his eyes. And on the inside, I'm going,
You've won.
I've won. This guy will never
He'll
pester me
never
again.
disturb my
Listen,
peace. Yeah.
What happened next
Hey.
changed my life. God spoke to me, now this is the second time. And he said, Nelson, he always called my name fast. Nelson. I said, yeah. He said, you see, you and your brother are twins. So one face can as well stand for two people. It hit me like a hammer. When David says that his heart was smooth, if that's the only way I can explain what it was like. Now I'm the one struggling. This macho guy who can hardly tear. I'm the one who's struggling not to look at him. I look down, tears are almost coming out my eyes. And I said, when God speaks, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you think you are. You will have to bow down. That time that's what opened me up. Because I realized it's not just me. God's dealing with my twin. And that night I just told him, I'll get saved today. I walked home, I didn't take a rickshaw. My brother wanted to go together with my cousin, take a rickshaw. I said, no, I'm walking. They said, okay, let's all walk. We walked. All this time, I'm battling. We got home, playing darts. I was the first one out. I asked God, what do I do? He said, you told me. No, I told God, give me some time with you today before I left. He said, you asked me to give you some time. This is the third time he's speaking to me. You asked me to give you some time with me. Now is the time. I looked for the Bible, the whole house. I finally found it. I went to Tony's bedroom. I said, you guys sleep on my bed, I took the Bible and I said, I don't know what to read. But I said, God, I'm ready to get saved, but give me something to read. Speak to me from your word before I get saved.
Right.
Now I'm ready. The devil said, what about Tony? I said, I thought about it actually. You know, if my wife wasn't saved, nobody would kill me for my wife because they know my wife is different. She's a lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's beautiful and something else. Okay.
Right.
So anyway, the bottom line is, if you don't have a twin, you don't know what a twin is like. We are identical.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know you and Tony, you can actually completely
Confuse
be
them
mistaken.
easily.
To this day,
Yes.
people in my church, to this day, from the first time in the early 90s, I told them, by the way, I have a twin and he's coming back next month. By the time I'm telling them this, I'm preaching, they said,
Yeah, right.
To this day,
Yeah.
they're still members of our church who come and say,
Even our kids when they were small, but very, very small.
Right.
they
They'd
come and
confuse
say,
them.
hey, I met you at such and such. I say, I wasn't there. or they say, finally they found out it wasn't me. I said, I didn't know. We were shocked.
Yeah.
Mother's calling me, my child can't believe it's not you.
Yeah.
Say to them, oh, hi, shalom. No, I'm the one, you know me?
Oh my
So that's my twin.
Yeah.
Anyway, to cut a long story short,
Yeah.
that's the idea I got. How do I get saved and leave this guy in Carnival and other places, you know, moving around with other people's women and all that, and
Yes.
then I think I'll be safe. I won't be safe.
Yeah.
Identical twins, that's one of the worst scenarios you can have.
What?
Yeah, because I've had many. I can't tell you now. But anyway,
But for real?
For real. So I understood. Then I thought, God, if you can save me, you can save Tony. And I went, read the Bible. I didn't know what to read. Got the book of Romans somehow. Read the book of Romans until 4 in the morning. 4 a.m.
Does Tony know what you're doing at this time?
No. He's playing darts with my cousin.
They're just enjoying life.
They're
Yeah.
enjoying life. When I finished, you know, I mean, when the time reading the Bible,
Yeah.
never took water, never went to the bathroom. All those hours I was reading the book of Romans. I was so convicted. I said, God, now I have tears in my eyes already as I'm finishing.
You who was laughing at the
Greater
ones who are
is
crying.
great. Yes, yes,
You are now crying.
yes. And then I said to God, thank you for loving me so much that I can see today. I knew I'm ready to get saved. I said, how do I get saved? He said, go to Romans 10. Start reading from verse 8, verse 9. If you believe with your confess with your mouth, you will be saved. For your heart, you know, unto righteousness, confession, you know, unto salvation. And I just went, opened the Bible, said, I prayed it.
Yeah.
And I accepted Christ. And I said, Lord, come into my heart.
By yourself.
By myself. Then I slept. I said, Lord, please wake me up at 7.
He's still asking, giving directions.
May I believe God.
And
you know,
instructions.
I believe you can be friends with God. Especially now.
Yeah.
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 7. Slept late. I woke up at 7. I sat on the bed. I asked myself, why am I awake? Then I looked at my watch. 7. I said, oh Lord, you woke me up at 7. I told you to wake me up. I said, what kingdom I have come to?
Oh.
What is this?
What is going on?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And everything I ever struggled with, Quisha that day.
Smoking stopped.
Stop. Drinking stopped. I've never drunk since 1985.
And women?
Never smoked. Women stopped. I never, even when she came to India.
You will
She
tell us
met me
about
in
her
India.
coming to, you mean she's coming to India?
She met me in India.
Yes, I went to India.
And you know
For a
what
short while.
And you know what I prayed before she came? God, I'm not interested in you. I just want to know you. I want to go with you.
You need to tell about Tony.
Yeah, I'm just about to tell you.
Yes, now.
Okay, listen. So I
You
go.
see, that's why I like
go,
women.
clean the house, go out, get milk, get a Nigerian guy who was in the convention. I said, you, I recognize yourself. You come and have tea with me. I got saved last night.
You
Said,
told him.
Yeah, I told him. He said, what? He's a big guy. So he grabbed me. I mean, before the people who sell milk, Indians, they're called milk wallahs.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, so he grabbed me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was skinny and all that. I lost weight.
Yes.
When he jumps, I go up with him. I mean, he's jumping and lifting me at the same time. He said, praise the Lord. So he came. I convinced him, come and have tea. First believer, come and have tea with me.
Yes.
Made the tea and cleaned the house. Tony comes from there. He just prayed. We're about to take breakfast.
Right.
Tony shows up from the bedroom.
Hey.
As he enters where I was, that's where the sitting room was. I said, no, this guy says Felix. He's called Felix. Your brother here got saved last night. What about you? He said, I also gave my life to Christ last night.
Please stop.
I am just telling you, God is
Pastor,
real.
what are you saying?
I'm telling you, God is real.
Yeah.
Then I
Tony
understood.
gave his life to
Yes.
Jesus
Yes.
without your knowledge.
Yes, so I asked him, when did you give your life to Christ? What time? He said, we played that until I don't know past what. Then we were sleeping, they were sleeping on the same bed, one this side, legs on this side, head on this side.
Yeah.
So he said, he covered himself. The Lord showed him all his sins in a split second. All his life flashed in a split second. And he asked him, if you die?
The same
So
question.
he realized, I'm going to hell. So he said, but I don't want to go here. He prayed and accepted Christ before he slept. The other guy, my cousin on the other side, is sleeping. Has no idea what's happening. Both of us got saved that same.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Then I realized why, guys, God said to me, one face can as well stand for two people.
Yeah.
So he had a plan to save us together. Let me tell you, Reverend Kathy, today it have been very difficult for me to have been pastoring since 1990. To have been pastoring in the same church since 1990 with a brother who is out drinking, sleeping with women,
And
doing
you're
all kinds of things.
identical.
And we're as
Yes.
this hand and this hand.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you stories of how we've, things we've had to, It's serious.
When you were in the world, were you like going for each other's?
No, we do. I mean, we were not much into that yet,
Okay. Okay.
But because we hardly had that life. It's
Yeah.
our big
Because they got
brothers.
saved when they were 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was very early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God
So
had mercy.
God
God
had
had
mercy.
mercy.
God really had
Otherwise,
mercy.
you would
on
have done a lot of
Ah,
shakara.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
With
If
an
we were-
identical twin brother.
Yeah.
But this is crazy.
But they did
like
do
you
very
got born
many
again
naughty
the
things
same
together.
day.
Same day.
But they did
Separately,
you
and we
did
never
many-
talked about it.
Yes,
She
they
says you
did.
did very many naughty things together.
Yes, they did.
I've forgotten that.
They've even
Your sin-
exchanged
your
rings
sins-
and tried to
your-
trick me.
Your sins are as
So
far.
they have
Stop.
done naughty
Stop
things.
it. Stop it.
Jesus said that the sins are in the lake of forgetfulness, so I can't
Did you-
even remember.
no,
myself.
hold on. When they exchange rings and try to, did you get it?
Because I was in the car looking forward, so they decide they're exchanging rings. So Tony puts his hand on me and calls me and I think he
right
called me
here.
sweetheart or
A
something.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know, and I respond because it's
And
Nelson.
she grabbed the hand
Then the
like
guy
this
start
and started
laughing.
rubbing it.
So I turned
So I
and I'm
started
like,
laughing.
you
You cannot tell my hand from this guy's hand. You know, surely. Do you know
they're
who I
fun
am?
and funny.
Do you know me? Do you know me? I thought you've touched this hand.
I
long
like
enough.
you. I really like you already.
These guys, yes, they are fun.
Anyway.
They are a lot of fun.
When I got saved, I told the Lord, you know, somebody challenged me. I'm just telling you, life
Yeah.
was different. I started preaching to everything that
Yes,
moves.
that's very true.
I think that's one thing that helped us stay saved.
The minute
Yes,
you got
that
born
is
again.
very true.
We preach to everything that
That
moves.
moved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Indians
You
who,
and Tony.
Yes, we
Yes.
almost died there.
Huh?
Yeah, because we even
Yeah,
preached
for
to
sure.
Hindus.
Eh.
One time they attacked us, about 40 guys with rungus
had
and
to
everything.
run.
We had to run to the Catholic Church.
What?
Yes, and the padre took us to report to make a statement. We survived
Because you were preaching to them.
because you're preaching to everything that moves. We don't know why not to preach to them.
Oh my God.
yeah.
But God saved and protected us.
Oh
I mean,
my, from all manner of stuff.
from all manner of
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So India was the best place that your father took you
Yes.
because then you were able to,
Salvation number one. I don't know that I would have gotten saved here in Kenya, Nairobi.
or in the
In
US.
some of these, or in the US, no, US out of question. But
The Lord
even,
needed to
even
arrest
here,
him. Yes.
you know, with my brothers, and we are five, all, you know.
5 brothers.
And we are
And one
staircases.
sister.
And we are staircases.
One
You only have
sister.
Emma.
One year, yes.
Emma
yes.
is your only
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
I follow Emma.
Oh, you follow
She
Emma.
just came in between there
Yeah.
to, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it's brother, sister, brother, me,
Brother,
then Tony, then another. My dad
Michael.
thought,
Eh.
you know, because my dad was in campus at that time when I was born.
Your dad was in campus.
Yes, he educated himself. He lost his dad when he was in a mother's womb. So he had to look. So he studied late.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. So now, anyway, the bottom line is
Yeah.
when he now had that somebody has been born, you know, somebody has to go send.
Right.
You send an emissary there.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, so by the time, instead of one, you got two. My dad joined the Family Planning Association of Kenya for that. With immediate effect, he says, "Watoto wawili." Then he told the person who went, "No, gayo ekria malaria." Then only God knows what they will eat, because now 5 boys,
Yes.
5,
5.
and the way they eat,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's in campus.
And he's in
Yeah.
So anyway, we survived. The bottom line.
Wow.
So
me, what
Yeah.
has just shocked me is the goodness of God.
Aye.
That you got saved at the same time and you were refusing because you were feeling you'll leave your brother behind.
Yeah.
But God had something in store.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Yes.
so deep.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so Jane,
Yeah.
Miss Jane, where are you at this time?
Well, I remember I joined Youth for Christ.
Right.
And at that time, I was feeling I was so ready to serve the Lord, to be in ministry. But my mother expected me to go to campus, and I had done really well. So I was supposed to go to Nairobi University. And I was thinking, how do I get out of that? So we talked with my mom, and I convinced her to send me to India instead of Nairobi University. So that's how I went to India, because I wanted to win the world. I wanted to be a missionary.
At this time?
So that's how I went
and
to
she was
India.
at another level.
Yes, that's how I
Missionary, me,
went
I'm
to
just
India.
starting out here.
You know, at that I went to India, but
Yeah.
it was not what I expected. So I was there for a year and a half, actually.
Yeah.
And he says I went there to meet him. I
So
am not
in
sure.
how long did you meet him when you
The
went to
next
India?
day, I think.
Stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to India.
Eh.
So we were in Mumbai. And then I called my sister. My big sis was there, Alice.
Yeah.
So I called her. And she tells me, come, I'm in Pune, I'll meet you at the airport. So I took her, and that's another story.
Yeah.
How I almost got misdirected in Mumbai. But the Lord had mercy on me,
Right.
you know. And so I went to Pune. And the day I landed, my sister told me, I'll take you to a fellowship because I want you to meet people who are your age. I want you to encourage them, and I want you to be strong in the Lord. So I
Right.
went to this fellowship.
Yeah.
It was on a Monday evening at Brother Pereira. It was called
Yes, Pereira.
Rocky.
Rocky.
So I went to this fellowship, and so then we were taken to a room up there. It's like, it used to be,
was
most
an
San
upper
Indian
room.
rooms, it's like a sitting room,
Right.
but there's a room up
Like a
there,
balcony.
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
balcony sort
Yeah.
of room, where you couldn't even sit upright. You had to lie down. So I got
'Cause there
into
was
that
also a fan.
room. There's a kafan.
Yeah.
I get into the room. The brothers are seated down there, and the sisters are up there.
Yeah.
So the place I sit, I spy this guy, you know, at the corner. How old
Yeah.
am I, 19? And there's this guy there. He is so cute.
Yeah.
You know, I am just looking at him, I'm thinking, wow, Somalis get saved, because he just looked like a Somali.
Of course.
He
Even
had
now.
curled his hair.
Had palmed my
He
hair.
had palmed his hair. It was, we used to call it calicit.
Yes.
Yeah, he had curls. So I'm looking.
See,
I
even
don't
when you
remember
met me,
the
I had
message.
calicit.
Yes.
Those were the days of.
There's something about this.
There's-
I had no idea, you know, who this guy was. I don't remember the message that
Right.
sweet, wonderful Brother Pereira was preaching.
Yeah.
But I remembered him.
Yes.
So afterwards, they said, there's a sister who's come from Kenya and we want to hear her testimony. So I went downstairs and went and stood right by...
Next to this handsome
yes.
man.
I even remember he had a light blue shirt on. So
Hey.
this wonderfully well-built guy, with a
Hey.
light blue shirt, he was 21 with these curls. So
Yeah.
I go stand
Muscles
there.
had come back. Yeah.
So
Rugby
I go there and
player.
I'm giving
What do
my
you expect?
testimony.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm really looking forward to the end of the, you know, meeting so
Yeah.
that I can talk to him. But when he says he was zealous, extremely. Because when the meeting ended, he went to Brother Pereira and he had questions for him and they're talking deep things. So I turned and he was on this other side
Right.
in a striped T-shirt and he was talking, he was laughing, he
Yeah.
was jolly. You know, it's like his personality changed.
Yeah.
So we talked, we laughed, but I'm wondering, when did he change his T-shirt? You know, when, whatever. So then I turn again and he's there very serious. So it's like, wait a minute.
So you're looking at two people.
Yeah, so I'm talking to Tony, then I see Nelson.
She didn't know.
So I was getting confused. Who did I see?
Because
You know?
now he's in a T-shirt, you're
Yes.
wondering what?
Because this sober, intense guy,
Yeah.
you know, he's dressed in a shirt, a light blue shirt.
But this jovial laughing
This jovial is in a striped
T-shirt.
blue, white, and red shirt. You know, so anyway.
Can you even
So,
remember?
oh yes, I remember. I remember
Ladies,
you, your
women
countenance. Yes, there was chemistry here for sure. You know, so that was, so yes, so that's how we
Ooh, man. Ooh, man.
So chemistry was there.
Oh,
so when do you now
yes.
get to talk to the shirted man?
What happened is that we,
Let me mention something.
No,
before
no,
she
no.
continues.
Yes,
What
please.
happened for her to come now?
yes,
During this time, I'm saved for a couple of months.
yeah.
And I've already finished reading the New Testament, all that. But somebody, one of the guy who was a lawyer,
Yeah.
was studying to be a lawyer with my twin, came to me and said, Nelson, are you praying for wife? I said, for what? What will I do with her here?
What?
Even if I have her here. I'm busy, I'm in fellowships, we're doing
Yes.
this, we're leading that,
Yeah.
I'm in church.
He was super
Well,
intense.
so
for
we have
sure.
conventions and all that. So what do I do with
With a
I
woman
don't
right
need
now?
a woman. I don't need a wife.
Yeah.
I don't need.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not praying. He says, okay, shauri yako sasa, we are praying as we, because sooner we'll be finishing our degrees then.
Yeah.
I said, me, anyway, I just said, you do what you need to do. Leave me
Right.
alone.
I have
He
a funny
left.
incident I can tell you about this.
Right.
Is that a month later, almost exactly a month later, we were in a fellowship in another house. You know where I'm
No,
going
but
with
I hadn't
this?
said what I needed to say. Let me say first of all what I needed to say. So when this guy left, when this guy, I know where she's coming. When this guy left,
Yeah.
I stood up, I looked up, I told God, you know me, I love you. I can't waste time praying for something you already know I need and you will provide. I said, me, I reach people, bring people to Christ, because I know you care for that. And you love me. So I'm not even going to tell you what kind of a woman I want.
Yeah.
Her eyes, her height, and everything. You know what
Hey,
I said,
hey,
Lord,
oh, yeah,
Lord, I trust you.
Wow.
You will bring me that lady when it's time.
You didn't give demands.
No, I just I said you bring me that lady when it's time. I
You
trust
know
you.
her.
Yes, you know her. You know everything.
Yeah.
She showed us.
That's what he believed. That's why I went to India.
Why
But
else?
God in
Why
his
else?
why else?
You have another story.
Of course.
Yes. But now, 1 month later, we are in this fellowship.
You're in this fellowship.
We didn't have SMSs and all.
Yeah.
So there is this notebook. And then he writes in the notebook, I have claimed you for myself. So I'm like, So I said, why would you say that?
Yeah.
So we started writing notes to each other on
And
this
sending.
book. No, see, then it's here. So,
It's a notebook.
you know.
Oh,
and
you're sitting next to each
yes,
other.
and he says,
so
I believe
he's
I
writing
will.
and doing this.
Yes.
And says, I've
Then I
claimed you.
write back.
Yeah.
So we have this conversation happening here, and I'm amazed. And it's so special for me because he never looked like he even noticed me. But suddenly he's writing these things. So I'm like, oh, so you've
you
actually
saw.
seen me. So you saw.
Emiliona.
I have saved that note. It must be, yes, I have saved that note.
But you know you
to
must.
this day.
You know you must send it to me. We put it on this program. We must. We must put it on this program.
I have
That's
put
amazing.
sellotape on it, you know, because of course it has.
Now,
It's
time.
old.
Let me tell you what happened. When she arrived.
I like this.
When she arrived, remember I told God I'm not interested in women, I'm not interested in anything,
Yes.
just to know you.
It's just you.
When
Remember, we are
she arrived,
19 and 21.
and she shared it.
Eh.
Before she finished, God told me, there is your wife.
So
So I didn't. I
if
wasn't-
there are single ladies out there, please give your testimony.
Oh my.
So I said
Near the person you
that's
want
Are
your
you
to
wife.
get
hearing me,
married?
single ladies? Give testimonies.
Yeah, that's your wife. And later, until we became friends, because Tony and my kid bro are the ones who were hanging
We
around
were
her.
good friends.
Wow.
We were just
They were the
very
ones who
good
spent more
friends.
time with her, not
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Me, I meant what I said.
Yeah.
I know she's mine.
Yeah.
Let them take care of mine
Yeah.
for now. I'm serious. That was my attitude. Because I'm too busy. I don't know what to do
Yeah,
with
and
this.
that attitude after
I don't
some
have-
time,
I don't have money. I don't have money even to teach. To treat as someone unless
Yeah.
you have to have a samosa and share.
Right.
You know, so basically it's like, how do I handle this? You know?
Yeah.
So what I had already prayed, I stood by it until we became friends. And the day came and I told her, Jen, by the way, I want you to know, the day you came, God spoke to me about it.
That you're my wife. Yeah. When he told
That
you
you're
that,
going
what
to
did
be
you
my
feel?
wife.
What actually happened
Yeah.
is that we had this, like I said, there is this chemistry, but there is this intensity, this
Yes.
Ndugu. He's
He's
witnessing,
deep.
he's deep.
He's deep.
So I'm like, and I've come from Kenya, and here he is. So I'm like,
Yeah.
are these mixed signals? What does he really feel?
Yeah.
You know, what is really going on here?
Yeah.
You know, one time he's extremely gallant. You know, he's carrying my things for me. You know, because I remember we went for this camp.
Yeah.
You know, youth camp, and we had to cross a river. You know, so we'd gone as the Kenyan group with a few other Indians
Right.
in this beautiful, beautiful place that had a lake. And he comes and he takes my things so that I don't have to carry them through the river. So I'm like, okay. He didn't ask anybody else here.
Yeah.
So we get to the camp, you know, and he's being very nice and very, you know,
Yeah.
good to me.
Right.
But he's not saying anything. Then I remember one of the activities was archery. Archery is where you have like these arrows that you shoot into this big target.
Yeah.
Almost like that, but it's a bow and arrow
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
And he just picked it up so well. So everybody wanted to be taught by him. And I remember the ladies, you know, going, and I'm thinking, you guys you are refusing to hit the target so that he can keep showing you what to do. You know, and I was just there getting really upset. I'm watching this and I'm
You are
thinking.
even getting upset.
Yes,
The
because
Lord
I'm
was
thinking,
testing
you
her.
guys.
Can
And
you
I
handle?
remember finally, it was my turn to be taught. And I was about to show off. I hit targets. I do not play games. Do you know I hit leaves and trees?
Eh?
I missed it.
There was no target.
There was no
She almost
target.
killed
I was,
somebody.
I was so humbled. But anyway, but I came back to Kenya,
Right.
actually.
So you left him there?
I left him there. My mom, I came for holidays.
Yeah.
And my mom was really, really unwell at that time. And I had lost my dad.
Right.
And I just felt like my mom was going to die.
And your dad was a
Anytime.
mayor
Yes.
in Nakuru.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
I know you came from a very well-off family.
Yes.
Yeah.
My dad was the first African mayor in Nakuru. And he took very, very good care of us. He provided for us. So when he died, it was a very difficult time. Very devastating time, because it was those traditional cultural fathers who took care of their families, but did not necessarily train them on how to take care of businesses and all that. He had instructed Len, my eldest brother, to some degree.
Yeah.
So my mom had to take on so much responsibility that she was not used to. And she used to land in hospital quite a bit. So when I came back from India and my mom was so unwell, I couldn't fathom how I was going to go back to India.
To India.
I couldn't. Yeah. So we talked, and I just told her, Mom, I don't want to go back, you know. And one of our family friends, Dr. Gatere, he told me I could reapply for admission to Nairobi University and see whether I could get my admission back. So that's what I did. So then she just told me, okay, then just go back to India and get your things and come home. I was a happy girl. So I went back to India and told him I'm coming back home. Hey, he declared.
She left you.
He declared his feelings.
So it worked together for good.
It worked together for good. He said, let us fast. Let us pray.
Before you go and get another joker up there.
So we had a day of prayer and fasting. Yeah. And then we came and sat together to say, what has the Lord said?
Yes.
And both of us didn't want to really say. So we said, okay, you write on a piece of paper what God has said. And then we exchange. And we did. Of course, it was, I love you and I want to, this is what the Lord said.
Yeah. Both of you exchanged that?
Yeah, we exchanged because they want, you know, if I say you'll say
what if? Yeah. So
just write it down.
So you wrote it down.
Yes.
And you said what? I love you.
Basically, I want you to be my wife.
Yes.
You say that.
Yes.
And what did you say?
I love you and I want to be your wife. You know, so it was like, okay. And that
then
was
you
a
exchanged.
Day or two. Yes, a day
After
or two.
you exchanged, what happened?
Well, now we knew we are going to get...
Did you laugh? Did you hug? Did you... What? Like, were you overjoyed?
In India.
Those days in India.
Where?
Even in church. The lady sat on one side.
You sat on one side.
So and then women, even in the service and in the fellowship, were forced to wear.
Yes, even headscarves for the African sisters. India was
very tough.
She's one of the ones who came and helped break that.
What?
Yes, because me, I was like, what do you mean put headscarves?
Yeah.
You know, anyway. So, and 2 days later, I was flying back to Kenya. So my roommates were there.
But you already had now settled and decided this is it. Yes. Nelson is the one, and Jane is the one.
And let me tell you something I didn't say. She's looking at me. I actually prayed. Once I knew it's her and we've confirmed. I said, Lord, take this lady out of here. Take her. I don't know where, but she can't stay here. Because I felt I'd do a disservice to her. Because of my commitments, everything that I'm involved in, I can't even take her out. I don't have the money to do that.
Yeah, these guys were always broke.
I mean, sometimes our money is delayed, you go borrow from shops, because it wasn't, and my dad said it is a central bank.
Yes.
It's a central bank. Delayed.
Yeah.
So those days you just didn't send money.
Anyhow.
No.
Right.
You had to go through the central bank. And foreign exchange, and it would take weeks, sometimes.
So your prayer was, God, take her away.
So I said, God, take her away. The other thing is because I said, I'm not interested in women. That's why it surprised me that God brought her after months and then says, then God had a plan. That's why I said she only came to meet me.
Yeah.
And we sealed the deal, and then she left. And I said, look, after I knew this, I said, God, take her away. So when she told me, oh, Nelson, I said, okay. And I prayed with her and I escorted her to Bombay. And she left, but I was glad. God answered my prayer.
Yeah. And I was happy to go back home to Nairobi.
God answered you.
Yes.
And you were happy to go back?
I was happy to go back and to go to Nairobi University. Because when I first went there, my sister was there, and she helped me. Because I don't want to say I was spoiled, But there was a place where I was not managing my finances very well, where my sister was really helping me. Then I was missing home. I was like, India, yes, I came here to
still
win
grieving
people. I'm
the
grieving.
dad.
India, I want to win souls and make disciples, but
Yeah.
I am
Had
struggling.
your dad already passed
Yes,
on
he had
at that
passed on.
time?
He had passed on.
Oh.
He had passed on. So I came back. So my sister left
Yeah.
India, and shortly thereafter, I think 6 or so months to less than a year, I was also back home, and I rejoined Nairobi University.
Right.
Yeah, and we broke up somewhere along the way.
Eh.
No, she
Because-
broke up.
Yes,
You
I
broke
did.
up.
Yes, I
never
did.
broke up.
You
I
stuck on
told
your...
her, you take time and pray.
Yes, you know what happened? I kept on thinking, all those times when he was acting like there is nothing,
Yeah.
I was like, Apana, no. I am not sure. I am not sure. But I told the Lord, protect me. I don't want to get into any other relationship if it's not of you, but I want to take a break from this. So I did.
So you did?
Yes, but I didn't get into any other relationship
Right.
until my 3rd year, when he was actually coming back. You know, and an incident
So
happened.
you had told him you're taking a break?
Yes, I told him, and he told me, of course it's airmail.
Yeah.
3 weeks, then you wait.
Yes.
He told me, I still know you're the woman for me. I love you.
Yeah, he
And
said,
I
nothing
want
has
to
changed
nothing
for
has
me.
changed for me.
You, maybe things may have
Yes.
changed. Nothing has changed for me.
Yes.
It remains the same.
Yeah.
Take as long as you need to pray
Yes.
and get
Yeah,
back
so
to
I
me.
did.
You
So in
see?
my 3rd year, something happened.
Yeah.
There was an incident. Again, I don't want to go into that. It's a very long story.
Yeah.
But I was able to release the resentment I had felt, and the wondering, is he really the one? Is he not? And to know in my heart, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
This is it.
This is it.
Right.
This is it, and I'm not changing my mind again.
Yeah.
And I wrote to him, and I told him, and
You're
I knew
back.
he's coming back home. I was like, hey, let me make things right before he gets back.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
you
I'd
said-
had time to process.
So you
a
told
lot.
him you're okay now?
Oh yes, I
You're
did.
back?
Oh, we are back. I had a lot of time to process. I was still serving the Lord with life ministry.
Yeah.
I was still serving I was in Sitam, then it was Valley Road. I was still serving the Lord there.
Right.
And on campus with life ministry. So, and with Challenge, I used to sing with Challenge, the group that there was, people won't even remember, there was Hallelujah Band,
Yes.
there was Challenge.
Challenge, yeah.
So I was still very actively involved.
Okay.
So my desire, my passion, my love for the Lord had not changed. But when at that time I had prayed and prayed through,
Yeah.
and it settled in my heart. This is him.
So, oh my gosh.
This is him.
So at this time, did your mom get well?
Yes, she was, but she was still sickly. But she did get better, and I was better in the sense that I was home with her.
Right.
I think I was carrying a lot. You know, there was my dad. There was so much going on inside of me that I needed
Your
time.
brothers, your family.
You know,
And your brothers, and also they were drinking and stuff like
a
that.
lot. You know, my
And
dad
your
was very
sister.
authoritarian.
Your
Yes.
sister.
Yes,
Your
yes, my
eldest.
sister also.
Remember her name?
Vicky.
Which one, Vicky?
Vicky. Vicky.
Yes,
See, I'm
Vicky.
calling her Zippy.
Yes,
Vicky.
yes.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of stuff going on in my
Yeah,
family that was
right.
not there before. My dad was very authoritarian, very strict. You know, so when he died, it's like everybody
Went wild.
Yes, went wild.
Went
And my
wild.
mom was working to manage that situation. So it took a toll on me as well, because
Yeah.
I was born again.
You were the
at
born again watching
Yes,
this.
Watching this.
Yeah.
And then Alice was born again.
But
So
she's
when
in
she
India.
came back and I was here and we're here together,
Yeah.
it made a world of difference. And Liz rededicated her life. So now we were the 3 of us with my mother born again.
Right. Born again.
You know, now sharing Christ. Vicky at one point gave her life to the Lord. Willie had lots of questions. Len at one time gave his life to the Lord. So those things were important for me. But the process, wow, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
It was tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nelson is back. You're still Nelson. You're not Pastor.
Yeah.
We're still dealing with Nelson
Yeah.
and Jane. We haven't come to Miss and
Yeah.
So you came back. So after you came back, how long did it take for you guys now to say this is it? You're getting married,
Can I say something just before that?
right?
His eldest brother and my older sister
Yes.
fell in love.
During this time,
Yes.
I'm waiting for her to finish camp. We had
Yes.
agreed. She finishes camp.
Meanwhile, his brother
gets
John
a
has
job.
come back to Kenya, and my sister has come back to Kenya. And as they are helping their brother and younger sister, they fall in love. So, yeah. So it's like, so they told us, we've fallen in love. So I'm like, so what happened? So of course I went to my pastor. Is it okay for sisters to get married to brothers? And they said yes. It's actually, so it was Pastor White at NPC and Sister White.
Even Pastor Don, I mean, we talked about
Yes, you talked with Pastor Don.
And he said it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. We even talked to Dr. Gatere, who was still our guardian.
Right.
And he says culturally, it's also okay.
Yeah.
So then we allowed, so we said, okay, you guys are ready to get married.
Wow.
You can get married. But
So
do not hinder us.
They fell in love after you guys.
Oh, yes, they did.
So they already knew that us guys, the family knew there's a wedding here.
Yes.
I'm waiting for her to finish.
Campus.
She's about to finish.
So you get married.
In fact, this brother is the one who used to take me. I never went to see her alone in campus.
Yeah.
He always took his company car, took me there,
Yeah.
waited for me 1 hour. I see her in the box.
Right.
Okay, and then come back.
Yeah.
All that time that I was here.
Yeah, John and Alice were the ones facilitating
Yeah.
and helping us in our relationship.
And
Oh my
even
That's
I never took a
amazing.
bus to go see her.
Yeah.
John always took.
He dropped you.
So one
And
day,
both of them were born again by now.
So one day, he didn't know. I told God, before anybody gets married in my family, I just said that, by the way,
I'd like
please tell me and who they are marrying. So John was next, of course. After us, we were about to get married, but John was planning something. So this day he drops me at the box there, campus, and I'm sitting on this side. He's on this side. He said, okay, see you. I opened the door. He says, hey, wait a minute before you go. He said, there's something I want to tell you, something important I want to tell you. Immediately I knew everything in a split second. That's the Lord. What I told the Lord before, he dropped everything at the same time when those words on I had John. I closed the door. I said, John, I know.
You told him.
I said, it's about marriage. He looked at me and said, who told you? I said, I asked you, is it about marriage? He said, yeah. I said, I even know who it is. He said, you can't know because I've not told anybody.
You told him you knew who it was?
Yes. I got this in a split second. That's how fast God can communicate with you. It doesn't matter where you are, what you need. Yeah. And I just told him, okay, if you don't believe, give me names and I'll tell you. So he went, oh, Nani, oh, Susanna, oh, so Nani. Fifth one, yes.
You said that's the one?
Yes.
And he said?
And he said, I said, yes. So I told him, he said, no, I just, basically, he respect, even though he's older. Yes. He said, because I knew you're already in this thing. I mean, it's wonderful to have people like this. I said, I have to tell you first before I tell anybody.
Yes. And they said,
and
if
God
you say
told
no,
me,
we will
God told me
respect.
about it.
And my sister told me the same thing.
And
God told you if you say no, they will.
Yes, they will respect that.
So, and he had said, if you say no, I asked him, John, are you the one who told me or I told you? So it's case closed.
Oh my
We supported them, they got married. The next year, she was through, got a job,
and
resigned,
they supported us, we got married. Yeah. So my sister is my sister in the Lord, my sister-in-law.
And so is my brother.
Yes, my brother-in-law is my sister, my brother in the Lord.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And for sure, my sisters are my best friends. Yes,
What?
both Liz and Alice.
Are you serious?
Yes, and his sister, and my sister-in-laws.
And our kids look like.
They must be.
Yeah.
If
I take their kids, and I'm with them out somewhere, they say, "Oh, your kids, oh,
and we are coming. I want to journey with them now. The story of the kids. Yes. So after how long then? After they were married, how long did it take you now to 1 year?
Next year we got married.
Then you got married.
Yes.
And the families were okay.
Yes.
They didn't care about that sisters and brothers are.
Because I told him.
Yeah, because they knew from the beginning.
Go. Tell Dad, tell everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
As we have no problem.
Yes.
As long as they will not stop us.
Yes.
When we are ready to do our wedding. So they said, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, go ahead.
That's amazing. Oh my God. That's amazing. And all of you are friends.
Yes.
And you're tight.
Yes.
Oh
Very.
my gosh.
And
The
even the
children are
children are
close.
just
Right.
Very
best,
close.
best.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me now the story of Nairobi Lighthouse. How did you now get to join Nairobi Lighthouse?
Well, amazingly,
Yeah.
I had a sister in Sitam. I mean,
Your brother was
my
in
brother
Sitam.
John was in Sitam,
Yeah.
Valley Road. My sister was in, Emma was in Lighthouse.
My sister Alice was also in Lighthouse.
Oh.
But I was in Sitam.
Right.
Yes.
So I arrive, of course. So the first couple of months, I would go to church. I would go to Sitam with John.
Yeah.
Then Lighthouse had some evening meetings.
Yeah.
I never missed those meetings. So it was morning,
Yeah.
Valley Road, Lighthouse in the afternoon.
Right.
We continued until the time came and I realized, hey, you know what? I'd already prayed and I told my pastors in India, pray for me that I get the right church. And somehow, amazingly, in my 1 year of salvation, I had a dream. And in that dream, I saw amazingly, I saw myself. It was about India and Kenya. It was like, what's happening here will happen there. And all that. Amazingly, I had no idea that, now I couldn't operate it.
Yeah.
I found that I was in a church. I didn't even know why I ended up in Lighthouse.
Yeah.
But the church where we were in India was called NLC after I got saved. It was New Life Center. And so later,
Wow.
and the dream I had was showing what's happening here will happen on the other side. So some people want me, even in fact, my brother said, you can see Pastor White, you can arrange meeting, you go see, sign papers, become a member.
Right.
I said, wait. Lighthouse, the secretary started asking me, hey, what are you, you come here, why don't you also, see Pastor? I said, wait. I didn't feel right. Then the time came and she pressed again and I said, okay, book me an appointment, I'll go see Pastor Don. So I went and I just said, Pastor Don, I just want to know you.
Yeah.
I come to your church. I also go to Valley Road. I've not made up my mind where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
And I just want to be open with you. I love your church. I also love Valley Road.
Yeah.
Pastor White and all that. And when she was in Valley Road.
Yeah,
but
I was
anyway,
waiting for him to come.
so she wants me to go this side and my sister wants me to come to Lighthouse.
Yeah.
So I said, I knew it's all of those churches. So I never visited any other church because I don't want more confusion. I
Right.
knew it's one of these.
Right.
And I'm praying. And I told my pastors in India, pray. I need that I lock into the right church.
Right.
So finally, when that opportunity came, I don't know why I accepted. I think it's because Lighthouse was smaller.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm just coming. I've been away from Nairobi. This is a bigger church, probably more complicated to fit in.
Yeah.
This is a smaller church. So I
We
was
can
more.
grow.
So when I got the invitation, I said, okay, let me go. Let me see Pastor. But I didn't go to join. I just wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
So I said, hi, Pastor. I said, I just come because I want, I told him how I go in the morning there, I come here.
Yeah.
He said, and I love it, and I just want to know more about you.
Yeah.
So he said, oh, that's nice. So he started telling me about dad, missionaries, how they came, all that, the family, everything, how they started the ministry. I said, wow, in 1987. Now this is probably 88, 89, because I came in 88. And so I said,
You came back in 88.
88. So then I said, oh, wonderful. And then I said, well, just pray for me because this is a place where I'm at. And
Valley of decisions.
Yes, so he opened Acts 15, shared with me about, the church and all that. And I still remember. Then he said, thank you, Nelson, for coming, and thank you for being so open and just, he says, you know what?
Yeah.
If God sends you to Pastor White, it's a good church too. If he brings you here, we'd love to have you
Him,
as
he's
well.
such a nice man.
We'd love to have you as well. So I said, thank you.
Yeah.
So he said, let me pray. As he was praying, God spoke to me. And he said, while he's praying, Nelson, join yourself to this man.
God told you that.
I can never say what God didn't tell me. He said, join yourself to this man. For many years, I used to ask myself, why didn't God say, join yourself to this church?
Yeah. He said, join yourself to this man.
To this man. Because probably if I joined myself to this church, I would have left the church by now. People go through things and situations.
Yes.
But God connected me with the man.
The man. He said, join yourself to this man.
Elisha was connected to Elijah.
Yeah.
And so it didn't matter what ministry you're doing. Who is your father? Who's in charge? Who are you looking to? I'm not the one who, pastor is not going, I'm not going to be over pastor. Pastor is over me. If I go to Pastor White, I won't be over Pastor White. Pastor White is over me. What kind of a son will I be?
Hey.
What kind of, and so I had no idea how serious those words were going to be.
So God told you, just join yourself to this man.
To this man.
Did you tell him immediately?
He finished prayer. He said, well, Nelson, thank you, and thank you for, everything. And he got up. We had.
So you even do like him, even the way you're doing. Like
so we had, after we had.
It's 30 plus years.
Yeah, after we had, I told him, Pastor, I have something to tell you. He said, what? I'm a member of this church from today.
You told him that?
Yeah. He was shocked. Because I told him, you pray for me, I'm still in that place.
Yes.
So I told him, this is what happened while you're praying. God spoke to me.
To join myself
To you.
To you.
To you.
You told him that?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said, oh, welcome. Well, you had me welcome now to the family.
Yeah.
And then that was what? That was, 80 something.
89.
Yeah.
By 1990,
Yeah.
I was teaching the first foundation class
In Nairobi Lighthouse.
in Nairobi Lighthouse.
You were at Silver Springs at that time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I was teaching that. And then by I always remember, 1990, September 9th,
Yes.
I was
99.
ordained in
Yeah.
Nairobi Lighthouse Church.
You were ordained.
I was
there.
ordained.
Yes.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do now with your NPC?
So praying because I thought he would join me and we would do ministry here. I'd visit NLC on
Yeah,
and off because I
right.
was very, very close to, Miss McKenna, our kids' house pastor.
Yeah.
We were good friends before campus and in campus.
Right.
So when there were major things happening in Laiti, I'd go. So now I'm in this place of like, now what do I do? So I went to Sister White,
Yeah.
and I shared with her and she was excited for me. And she said, she was from the Caribbean. What you need to do? You need to go there right now, a year before you're married, so
Yeah.
you can see the church and get to know the people, And so she really encouraged me to go.
Encouraged you.
And she was very, very supportive in that process, told me
Yeah.
what I need to do as a pastor's wife, I need to pray, all that. Then I also talked to Brother Tokunbo Ademo because he was an elder then, and he gave me the same counsel. And he told me I needed to go, and they gave me direction, so they walked with me in that transition. So he said, because he said you will have wonderful times in the new church.
Yeah.
There'll also be some challenges there.
Yeah.
And he says you do not want to go there and experience those challenges when you're newly married. Both of them told me that. He says you need to go now. So who likes to sit next to him? What happens? So that you also get involved in the ministry before you're married.
What
You're not
amazing
trying to do
people.
things, amazing people. I am so glad. I am so glad I followed that counsel.
Right.
Because there was a lot I needed to adjust to,
Right.
a lot I needed to learn, a lot of I needed to unlearn.
Right. You are growing.
I was growing,
Yeah.
So I moved to Nairobi Lighthouse Church in 1990, and we got married in 1991.
1991.
You got married in 91.
Yes.
That's when I got born again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you see, I was still coming.
You were still coming.
Yeah. I got born again in 91.
Wow. Yes,
Yeah.
November 2nd.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And how old are we? 25, 27?
I was 27.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So you got, you now moved, you are now accepted in Lighthouse.
I'm accepted in Lighthouse.
Are
I
you
even
doing anything
Yes.
at Nairobi Lighthouse? at
Because
that
both
time?
of us were convicted and
Yeah.
knew we were going to serve the Lord together. So I was working in Sarova Hotels before that. So I left my job
Yeah.
to work together with him in church, you know.
I mean, we
and-
needed the money, but
But
Yeah.
we needed
we needed to be
to be together.
Together.
Yes.
Right.
So we did. And I was, I thank God for Pastor Don and Miss Amy. I was embraced. I got a job there. So I started working
At the church.
at the church.
Yeah.
I started working at the church and also serving in different ministries, you know, because, you know, where I felt convicted to serve. I was never told like, this is where you need to go or this is what you need to do. It was, and I was approached and said, pray about this. You know, is this a place where you can serve? You know, so I ended up in the worship team, in kids' house, counselors, you know, and of course, when we moved to sales, I ended up as a cell leader.
Right.
And the rest is history.
And is it in that process, I must ask you this one, that you
Yes.
met my husband, my late husband, he came in, what
He
is it,
came,
91 or 92?
Just 1990, 1990, that year,
Yeah.
around April.
Wow,
I think it
you
was
can
around.
remember the month.
It
He
was
was
around
teaching
April.
children's church.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice guy, and
Yeah.
and we used to
Awesome.
talk. By the way, he used to talk to. He knew me. I mean, personally.
Yeah.
And the
he-
family.
and even the family used to come and visit us. in
Yes.
Woodley.
He also dated Emma.
Yeah, and at some
Yes.
point, I think he.
Hey,
he was-
Jesus,
my
is
sister.
Lord. Eh?
It's a small world, eh?
It's a very
And
small
I'm
world.
dating your brother, my husband is visiting his sister.
No, this is a small world.
Anyway, when you
We
think
are all
about
brothers
it.
and sisters
Yeah,
somewhere,
yeah,
somehow.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
yeah, so
he
he was-
dated them, I remember.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to come.
By
with
the
his-
way, this
with-
is a by the way.
Yeah.
Gabriel Kivuti,
Yeah.
who saw him in a vision, his father was the last one to share the gospel with my father. Just by the way. Anyway,
His
continue.
father?
Gabriel Kivuti's
the one who had a
father.
vision of
The one who had
in
a
India.
vision of him. His father was the last one to see my dad
And to
alive
share the
and to share the
gospel.
gospel with him.
And
So
by
when
the
you're
way-
talking about the
Small world.
small world,
Yeah, like this whole
just how
puzzle.
God works
And
it
by
out.
the way, just to make a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He passed on, I think, 2 days ago. Is
Yes,
it 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Yeah, and I just want to honor him
Yes.
because he obeyed God. Even though I was throwing him off,
Yeah.
he still told me the number of times he
Yes.
needed to tell me,
Yes.
Nelson, God is calling you.
Amen.
And the last time we met at Seattle Mall, and we talked and hugged and
Yes.
fellowship. We loved every moment when we met.
Yes.
It was so sad to hear that he's going to be with the Lord. But
2 days ago.
yeah, just 2 days ago. I'm just remembering that.
Yeah.
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 Right.
But I remember Alan.
Yeah.
Then he was Alan to us.
When he was Alan. Yeah.
Very warm.
Very warm.
Very warm.
Very handsome.
Very handsome.
Yes.
Very kind.
A hunk of a guy.
Yeah, he was
Hank.
easy
Hank of a
to
guy.
talk
Tall
to.
and handsome. And
Yes. And very easy to get along
very
with.
easy.
Yeah.
And
And
when-
always smiling.
And always smiling. He was so
Yeah,
lovely.
and
Yes,
joyful.
always
The
joyful.
biggest heart ever.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
he
how I
is.
connected even now more specially
Yeah.
was because Pastor Don taught the first, what do you call it? Spiritual Foundations
Right.
class. I was in it. We were, I think, 7 people.
Yeah. At Nairobi Lighthouse.
In Nairobi. We could have been more than 20, my sister, myself. We could have been more than 20.
Yeah.
I think we're even less. But
Like a
anyway, or
handful
11.
of people.
Yeah. So he did that. That. When he finished, he asked me to take over. So I took over teaching spiritual foundations. From that time, he never taught again. And developed and worked with the material to what, now I think we have a school of leaders. But anyway, the bottom line is after this first class,
He gave it to you.
guess who was there?
My husband.
Yes.
Alan.
He was there.
Alan was there.
In the class.
Yes. And I even remember, because he was working with he was helping Reverend Raymond Nelson.
Yes.
Bishop,
Yeah.
that at some point when I was teaching, for those 7 weeks or something,
Yeah.
Raymond would come and sit at the back and just
Yes,
listen.
I remember at Silver Springs.
Yeah, and I knew, I came to know, isn't that the one God was in me? Yes. So
She would come and see.
yes, sometimes she'd even visit our services sometimes. But I guess she wanted to know who is it,
Right.
And then Alan was already helping and assisting so well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, with time,
Yeah.
He's grown, he's been involved, he's faithful, he's been
Right.
helping with him. Now, that we didn't know, but he would tell me.
He would tell you that,
he's
yes,
helping, yeah.
because she was
he's
the spiritual authority from
yes,
scratch.
yes.
Yeah.
So he always communicated. And one day he just came and told me,
Yeah.
"Nelson, I need to talk to you. I feel God is dealing with me to go to really help. Like, I'm not able to do both now.
Yeah.
I need to be more released and to go do what I feel, with the women." So I told him, "It's okay, let me talk to Pastor." I said, "Pastor, here's what he's saying." I said, I feel we should release. He said, "It's okay."
And this is all the time we had for you today. Join us next week, same time, same channel. And remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, invite other people to do this with you, because you can never come to Woman Without Limits and get disappointed. This is where we get healed, we get rejuvenated, we start all over again. We know that it's not over until God says it's over. I tell you, it's your time.
Okay. Before we got married, again, premarital counseling, Pastor Don and Miss Amy took us through that, and they told us you need to know your health and your status before you get married.
Right.
So I did. I went through, did test everything, and found out something I already knew, that I would have a problem getting pregnant. But both of us were also in faith. What can't the Lord do?
What
can't the Lord do?
is impossible
You know,
in
and
this
here I
world?
am. There's a part of me that says, I've been saved since I was 11, surely.
Ah.
God cannot not answer my
God
prayer.
has you. Hey.
Yes, so I went. I also had a blocked tube. I had fibroids. I had, So initially I wasn't intimidated or daunted. It was a bit of a like, what? Okay, it's kind of a lot. Yeah. But we got married with that knowledge. But we didn't want to get children in the first year or second year. So
were
we did
waiting.
family planning, although my gyna told me, no, you shouldn't. Your body cannot.
Handle that.
Yes. So we talked about it and we said, no, we don't want a honeymoon baby, so
Yeah.
we'll do it. And then the gyna said, then I cannot be your gyna. Because if I give you any medication, I am almost sealing your fate that you will not have children. So I won't do it. So I got another gyna. It's like you're not in faith. We'll go somewhere
You
else.
don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about. So we did. And yeah, the first year,
Woman.